Welcome to a brand new video, and this is the second law of the 48 laws of power. The second law of power: never put too much trust in friends and learn how to use enemies. It's the second law of power. Each law is equally as powerful as all the other laws, so make sure to watch all of my videos I've done it, and I have done one previously, which is law number 1. I will link it down in the bio. Make sure you watch that as well after you watch this one, because it's very powerful, because this book is a genius book and it's banned in some prisons. That's how powerful it is. Anyway, before I go into it, I just want to say 80% of people that watch my videos do not subscribe. So I make a promise to you: if you hit that subscribe button, I'll carry on making videos like this, providing more value to you for free, and I'll try my hardest and best to produce better content and provide you more value. Anyway, let's get on to the video. Anyway, second law: never put too much trust in friends, learn how to use enemies. So friends are often unreliable and prone to envy, betrayal and complacency. They may take advantage of your generosity or turn against you when you surpass them. They may also become spoiled, demanding, or lose respect for you if you're too kind and forgiving. Enemies, on the other hand, can be more loyal and useful than friends. They have no more to prove and less to lose. They can also help you define your course and rally your supporters by converting an enemy into a friend. You can gain a valuable ally who will work hard to please you and defend you from other enemies. Therefore, you should be wary of trusting your friends too much and learn how to use your enemies to your advantage. Do not let your friends get too close or too comfortable, and do not let your enemies get too far or too bitter. Keep a balance of both and use them according to the situation. So, situations where I can think of straight away off the bat is when you surpass your friends in some sort of way. Let's say you pass your driving test for all your friends. Trust me, you're going to be asked for lifts constantly because no one else can drive. You can. And you probably think that's cool. Oh, I have no problem with that. But then it gets to a point where you say yes and to all that. You keep saying yes to them, become a yes person, and you take advantage of your generosity or turn against you when you surpass them. So let's say and they become spoiled and demanding. So they'll keep asking you for lifts, even when it's like inconvenient for you. Or I've experienced this on a big scale sometimes, but luckily now my friends can drive, and it's all good. Never put too much trust in friends, because as soon as they are driving, they probably won't bother with you. So really, all they're doing was looking out for the lifts. Some friends I don't even talk to anymore because they're doing their own lives. They're not even talking. Like they got their own car. They don't need me anymore. So be careful of that. On the other hand, be more loyal than friends in some ways, because if you have an enemy, they want to, like, let's say a colleague is above you at work. Let's say you got a supervisor who is your enemy, who you're trying to gain more power over. They have more to prove, and if you become friends with them, even though they're your enemy to you, they will support you, and you can use them to your advantage. But obviously don't go all in on your enemies, because your friends will be like, well, why are you not socialising with us, etc. And then if you go on too much with your friends, they will always look to surpass you in some way. They always try to take advantage, because every person, evolutionary, right? Don't take this the wrong way, but we want to one up each other. We have an ego inside of all of us that wants to be better than the other person. If you don't agree to that, then don't agree to it. But I'm talking about a biological instinct. Everyone wants to be better than everyone else. Okay. So now I'm going to talk to modern examples so you can understand it a bit better. Modern examples. If you have a friend who is your classmate or partner, do not depend on them too much. or expect them to help you. They might cheat on you or copy from you. They might turn against you when you get a better grade or a higher rank instead. Instead, show them kindness and appreciation and maintain a healthy competition. Do not share your answers or strategies with them, and do not let them influence your decision or goals. So, when I was in school, I had a strategy on how to revise, and I have got videos on how to revise in one of my other videos. Friends are arrogant enough, they might cheat on you or copy from you. If you have a friend who's really good at science, you're not, you're crap at science, and you copy them yourself because you're not actually learning, you're just copying off someone. And if they're wrong, for example, in homework or a test, when you can see them on open book tests or assessment or whatever, you are wrong as well. And some people might do that just to actually fool you. I had one time where I didn't do homework one time, and I literally copied someone's work, and basically they then threw that one away and made their own homework. And I looked like a dumbass, and they were right. I wasn't that good at science. I was terrible at science. I admit that. I'm not good at science. But you can take this in any situation in school. Don't always have your own strategy, and don't depend on other people to influence you and your goals. If you have an enemy who's your boss or client, do not rebel against them or complain about them. They might fire you or reject you, or they might make your life miserable or difficult. Instead, try to impress them and please them, and show them your value and loyalty. Do not show defiance or resentment, but rather obedience and admiration. Try to learn from them and emulate them, and ask them for their feedback or guidance. So this this example sort of ties into the first one, where your enemies or your superior, ask them for, like, they have an ego, just stroke their ego, ask them for advice, ask them for feedback, make them feel good, praise them, and they will, if you abide by them, they like you because you abide by their rules. Whereas you are rebel, they're not going to like you, and they probably want to try and wean you out of the culture of the work team. So it's best to be a kiss ass to your boss. And yeah, like, I worked for Domino's, I will say it. I worked for Domino's Pizza, and my boss was an absolute twat. Everyone rebelled against him because it was just one of his jobs where no one liked their job. And if you pissed him off, my boss, because you want a 0 hour contract, he will just give you 0 hours. So he sort of had that power and leverage. So the only way to go for it was to be good to him. And I had loads of favours for him. I ended up I was close to getting promoted, and by less because I had enough. But he started giving out free pizzas. Like, usually for Domino's, you get a free pizza after your shift if you're lucky. But with my boss, he'll give me a bigger one because I always helped him out. A bigger pizza. So that's a win-win. Especially when you on £7.25 an hour and you can't really afford much else. Anyway, we're sidetracking here. In 2019, the UK general election, Boris Johnson used his enemies to his advantage by triggering a snap election which forced his opponents to either support his Brexit deal or face the risk of losing their seats. He also turned some of his former enemies, such as Nigel Farage and Jacob Rees-Mogg, I can't really say that, into his allies by making concessions or agreements with them. So that happens in politics all the time, but that's a good example. Basically, the 2019 general election was either get Brexit done or don't get Brexit done, and everyone was fed up of hearing about Brexit and all the news. So Boris Johnson won by a landslide, and then Jeremy Corbyn resigned, and here we are today. in the UK, where everything's still shit, always shit, and yeah, that's it. Benefits and negatives. You can avoid being stabbed in the back by your friends who might have hidden agendas or ulterior motives. So if you don't give too much in to your friends, they won't stab you in the back, or they won't rebel against you. You can gain and more respect and admiration from your friends who might otherwise take you for granted or lose interest in you. So if you don't give in to them as much as you would normally, and always be a yes person, etc., then they're going to not take you for granted. They're not going to take a piss out of you. They're going to respect the fact that you are your own person. So I'm charging my computer at the same time, multitasking to my fucking G. Take you for granted. If you use them, if you like put, if you're too much of a kiss ass to your friends, they will take advantage of you. But if you say, "Sorry, I can't do this tonight," or "No, I can't. Sorry, I won't do it tonight," they'll sort of carry resentment then, but then they'll forget about it because at the end of the day, it's their responsibility. They respect the fact that you are your own person and you can't be taken the piss out of, basically. You can increase your own power and influence by having more allies and supporters who might have different skills or resources than your friends. You can learn more and grow more by having more challenges and opportunities, which might be provided by your enemies. Like your superior, like your supervisor who's above you at work, or your boss, or your boss. They might provide you more better opportunities if you side with them. If you abide by them, be obedient, a good worker for them, make them look good, you will go far in your company, etc. Unless you make it redundant because of costs and all that, you will do well. Okay, I've been promoted twice now in the space of 2 years. So it shows you the level of power that you can use to take it to your advantage. Negatives. You can lose trust and intimacy with your friends who might feel hurt or betrayed by your distance or suspicion. Self-explanatory that. You can create more enemies and conflicts by having more rivals and competitors who might resent or oppose you. You can compromise your ethics and morals by having more manipulations and deceptions, which might be required to use your enemies. You can risk your reputation and credibility by having more inconsistencies and contradictions, which might arise from challenging your alliances. So basically, you might lose friends. It's what that's trying to say. If you distance yourself from your friends, you're not gonna. Some of your friends might think, "Oh, he's not bothering anymore. Kick him out." In the day, if they do that, they're not your friends in the first place. They're just trying to use you, or they're trying to use you to please them. Okay, they're not your friends. So kick them out. You know who your real friends are. And if you do, and some enemies will notice that you're trying to progress higher, and you're using other enemies as bait to gain your advantage. So you want to, if they see that, then also that's going to carry resentment to you. So that could be, you should be careful about that. That's it, basically, on the negative fronts. Anyway, that's the second law of power. I will see you in law number 3. And take care, have a good evening, or day, or morning, whenever you're watching this, and bye.